recorded.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The lines are muting, and we welcome everybody here this morning to the Diamond Factory. Man, can you believe December? We're almost halfway through December. Time is moving. The church would say filled with swift transition, but things are happening all over the place, and we're excited to be here. Another day for us to improve and get it right. And that's why we're going to open up our ears, perk our spirits and our minds and our hearts to receive. This morning from our diamond, Willie Mooney, this man has built a team. He's a diamond. For those of you that don't know, diamond is our highest ranking in our company, means he and his team has done over 100,000 in any calendar month. And listen, those of you listening, you want to hear from somebody who's done it. So, Willie Mooney, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I am here, Dr. Roz. Great morning. I hear you say it was what, 50 degrees there?
No, 60, sir.
Oh, 60. Oh, well, that's such a tease. It's like 11 degrees here in Chicago. I'm looking out my window. It is sunny, but yeah, it looks cold out there, but it's sunny. But anyway, great morning, everyone. If you are on this call, praise God. I'm glad that you decided to join us this morning. Um, this amazing time that we're having here in Akana, being able to see a lot of new things, a lot of exciting things. So before I go on, I want to make sure that I highlight some of the things that's happening starting, from tomorrow all through the week. I want to highlight that. So I hope you have your pen and paper. I'm giving you this for a reason. Um, but I hope you have your pen and paper, especially if you are a partner of ours or a distributor of ours on the line. These are very important dates. So have your pen and paper. And if you're brand new on the line, you may just want to plug into some of this exciting stuff that I'm about to share. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., we have our presentation call in the morning. And let me tell you, that's a place where you can come hear all about us, hear about some amazing things that we're doing. The powerhouse, Bernadine Kirkland. I know Margaret Dorsey, Mike Newsom. They've been leading that call, and you will be able to hear from those rock stars of everything we have going on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Sunday is certification. Now, I'm not sure what time, but check your emails. Continue to look for your emails. That is a call that every single person wants to be on. I'm going to say one of the highlights that I'm looking forward to that call is our own Dr. Betty is going to be on that call sharing about all our new products. She's going to deep dive into it. So that's tomorrow. That's Sunday, actually. Sunday
It's at six
on the 15th. It's at 6 o'clock. Okay.
Central.
So it's 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. So that means actually at 5 p.m., let me back up a little bit. On that same Sunday, you're also going to have an amazing call that you can plug your guests into. Again, we're going to be talking about Akana, our products, our methods, what's been helping people, what's been hindering people. That's a call that you can plug into. Also on the 15th. So there's a 5 o'clock call, but if you are a distributor, you want to get on that 6 p.m. Central Standard Time call. On the 16th, on the Monday, we get to hear from our amazing CEO, Melissa Boston, for 30 minutes. I always like chiming in to hear the visionary and hear what's happening. Get the state of the company, not the state of the economy, but the state of the company, and getting her pulse on what's happening and being poured into by our CEO. On the 17th, we have Dr. Betty again diving in on a Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to that. So tune in. And a lot of these, if you don't already know, you can download the app. If you are a partner, a kind of lifestyle, go to your app store on your phone and download that. But I'm looking forward to hearing from Dr. Betty. I know I know she always has something amazing to share about our products. And you might just get a deep dive from her as well. And then on Wednesday, we are at our wellness dispensary live, y'all. That means this is a place where you can plug in, get your guests there, and have a live presentation right here in Chicago. And that is at 1 p.m. So write that down. And Dr. Betty on Tuesday, I didn't mention, is at 7 p.m., you all. So write that down as well. And so I'll cover it on Wednesday. You'll hear from Abinah Sharon or myself. We'll be there on Wednesday. And so many other partners and distributors. It usually is packed out, you all. So definitely get your guests there if they want to get their blood type test, bioscan, but to hear all about, once again, right in person, right in the Chicagoland area if you're in that area. And then on Thursday, on the 19th, we hear from the amazing Margaret Dorsey at 7 p.m. Man, let me tell you, you definitely want to hear from her perspective. You want to hear her sharing about what's happening with, again, I mean, it's a lot of things that's happening. A lot of people have testimonies. A lot of people don't know about what is your blood type. What is their blood type? So if you ever want to plug anybody in any of those calls, I'm sure you're going to hear that magic question, do you know your blood type? And coming up on the 21st, all the way back around to next Saturday, you all, we are having a educate and infuse type of event. And let me tell you, this is when some of the most amazing new products are going to be on the website. They're going to be in person, and you're going to learn if you want to. Now, this is what you want to be at. You want to plug people in that so they can learn how to do what? So they can be educated and learn how to infuse. That's going to be on the 21st from 1 to 4 p.m. on a Saturday. People are going to be able to come there, get Christmas gifts. They're going to stock in stuffers. And if they want to bake those goods, or maybe they want to learn what new things to do with honey and using our products to do that. So to me, that is a big day that you want to get there, or you want to be online, you want to stand by to tune in and get everything that you need on that Saturday or what you may be looking for a loved one. So, all right, I think I got through every single day. Let me see. Hold on. Yep, okay. So, why? There's always a method to my madness. And I believe I've always shared that the tools are the rules. Like, I just did a whole lot of talking. I think I talked for about 10 minutes, 8 minutes so far. But I shared a lot, and it looks like I kind of have something going on every single day. Let me see. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all except Friday. So Friday could be a day that I actually have my own event. I still have room. It looks like that I can plug into somebody else's event, or if I just want to take the time off on a Friday to just rest, because I'm plugging everybody into the events that's happening during the week. Those are my tools, right? So I wanted to make sure that I went over some of the things that we have going on, because there's always a place where you can plug somebody in. And it can be just as simple as the exposure. Let me go into exposure. And I'm gonna keep drilling this and sharing this every single time, because some people may say, well, I don't know how to sell, but you may know how to share. And there may be people you come in contact with where you can offer them up exposure by tapping into their curiosity or their brain by asking them a magic question. And the magic question is, do you know your blood type? The system never changes. Do you know your blood type? Do you know your blood type? Chances are, in today's world, people will say no. So then you got that postcard. I hope you all are getting your postcards, because that's like, it's like an easy conversation lead up piece, or another curiosity piece. When you put something in somebody's hand and then it's information that they don't know, that sparks the curiosity. especially if it's laid out very well, like our postcards, because it asks the magic question again. They can see it right in front of their face, and then it asks them to take action. When people don't have answers to certain things, sometimes they come around to wanting to do something about it, but then they need an action. And if you don't pose yourself or present yourself or leverage yourself as the person that wants to help them take action, then they'll go somewhere else. So putting something in their hand with your phone number on there, with your website or QR code, is an excellent next step. That at least it gets them in the space of you, and then you have somebody. If you collect their information, their phone number, I usually say their text number, then you have somebody that you can follow up with, and then they may ask that question after you share your story, like what's happening. They may, after you pass out that card, a lot of times I'll say, would you believe that I'm a blood type B positive? And I never knew that this particular food, mine would be avocado or maybe black beans, shrimp, crab legs, lobster, chicken. I'll go down a list of foods that I believe will harm me. Did you know? I didn't know that. So I may make a statement like that. And then, boom, that sparks your curiosity. And them not knowing their blood type, the card says, well, we have a starter kit, right? And then we can go in that direction. And then I might go in the direction of, well, we have come visit me, or get on this call where you can hear from Melissa Boston, my CEO. I may share that story, or I'm looking at the roster. Or you may want to come to this event. It's a fun event that we're having, Educate and Infuse. Or, wow, Dr. Betty is going to be on Tuesday. You definitely want to hear about Dr. Betty, about what she may talk about regarding blood type. So what I'm doing, you all, is pointing out a simple system that we have and the tools that we have that you can plug directly into, right? And then the most powerful tool is the three-way. The three-way is a tool that stops you from talking, introducing them to a professional, because look at what you're exposing to them. And it's not saying you're not the professional, but I like to look at the three-way as the person that I put them in contact with to close. The three-way, depending on the questions that you ask, well, I'm not going to say it's your website, but I will say, with asking the right questions, you may be able to lead them right to your website for the product that they're looking for, especially if they're on medication, right? Or just something else is going on with them. Maybe they not sleeping very well. Well, that's the instant, okay, here, I can help with that. We have a product called blah, 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 blah. Share a testimony, boom, you have the close. So I wanted to kind of make sure that we have a calendar, because I hear a lot of people say they don't know when this is going on, or they don't know when this is going on. You all, what I want you to know is there's always something going on. And you can always go into the Kind of Lifestyle group on Facebook, ask what's going on this week if you don't know. Or you can go into your app, right, and find out what's going on. Or you can always ask an upline or somebody else, what is going on that I can plug somebody in. Make sure you have your calendar in front of you or in your phone. These are things that we have to program ourselves, especially as a business, to make sure we have in our Rolodex. Like when you meet somebody, plug them into something, so whether you can't find a video or whether you can't find a tool, you always have in your Rolodex something simple that you can plug somebody into, a call, which is even more powerful, because that's another form, I think, of a three-way where they hear from somebody else besides you. You can always plug them into those calls. So with that being said, I have nothing else to say. I thank you all for having me this morning. I just wanted to go through some of the simple tools. Leadership call. Well, back to you, Dr. Raj, if you wanted to share something. And leaders, so we shall meet you on a leadership call. You have the information right after this call.
Excuse me,
Thank you,
Minister Mooney, quick question. I'm sorry, you guys, quick question. Minister Mooney, everybody knows the Do You Know Your Blood Type? Can you please give a quick recommendation on if they already know their blood type, then what do you say? Thanks.
Oh, amazing. Great question. So, yeah, some people already do know their blood type, and it's still the same routine. Sharing your story. Wow, I I knew, let's say now I know my blood type, but it's even better now that I know my blood type. I know the foods now that are harming me or the foods that'll help me. Have you ever not have you ever? I don't like open-ended questions. I might say, what's your I ask them what's their blood type, and then they'll tell me, say, oh, and I said, did you know that coffee can compromise your body, or did you know that an avocado will kill you? It's still, whether they say yes or no, Crystal, I'm still following that same system by sharing my story, because and this is where we probably need to create, what is our takeaway, our biggest story. I think I said it to you, as a matter of fact. Just I You were sharing something with somebody. I think you were with the team. Yeah, we were in our team meeting, and I'll give this as an example. And you started talking about your mom's story. You touched on your story, but you started talking about somebody else's story, which is not bad at all. But the most powerful thing is that you're standing right in front of the person, and you have an amazing story that, honestly, Crystal, I didn't even know about. So the system is the same whether a person says yes or no. Just start with your story. They're compelled by your story. You know, in your story, there's a hook point that gets them to asking more questions, or you being able to ask them another question because you already know the answer to their question to a certain degree of where you're trying to lead them. I hope that helps.
It did. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Well, I guess I could take State 17 if it's okay with Dr. Ross. And does anybody else have any questions? I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Let me say this as well so no one's intimidated. A lot of trial and error is good. So, and I do it every single day, right? Because everybody's not the same. And I'm glad that Crystal asked that question. And if there's any questions that anybody may have, like what would you do if this happens, or what? Because every person that you meet is not the same. And as you develop practicing this system more with asking a question, you're going to notice that, and it probably will be nervous. You'll be nervous to break that threshold of interacting with people or asking questions, but I promise you it'll get easier. And then you'll build a disposition and a confidence that people will see, and that's going to change your business. So, is there anyone else?
Mr. Mooney, this is Mike Newsom.
Ah, praise God. I was hoping I'll hear from you. What's up, Mike?
How you doing, sir? I got a quick response to Crystal's question about the blood type. When you ask them, do they know their blood type, and they say yes, I'm in whatever they are, A, B, O, or or B. You say, do you know what that means?
That's a good one.
And most of the time they don't know what that means. They may have the information in terms of what they are, but they don't know what that means. And then that opens the door for you to be able to educate them and get them information and communicate with them. So just asking them if they know what that means opens a whole line of communication and conversation that you can really introduce them to our line of thinking and our product line. I just wanted to share that.
Wow, I love it. I love it. And you know what? I love that you shared that. And the way I'm a fan of how you say, do you know what that means? Because say, for example, in my head, I already know that blood type ABs are rare, very rare. So when somebody tells me, well, yeah, I'm a blood type AB, I'll be like, wow. I give them that, wow. Do you really know what that means? And then, they were like, what? I get that response from them to make them. So I love that, Mike. Thank you for sharing that. And any
Minister
blood
Mooney,
type we hear, we should sound excited when we hear their blood type and they know it.
Minister
Go ahead.
Mooney, one more thing real quick. With that, like I've done that and I've said, do you know your blood type? And they'll say, yes, I'm a O. And then I'll say, well, if you've ever have you ever had surgery? Or do you know anyone who's ever had surgery? Do you know that they have to do the blood type before that surgery? Because if they need to know your blood type, because if they give you the wrong blood, it could kill you and then lead
Mm-hmm.
into, and if you eat the wrong type of food or food that goes against your blood type, it could make you sick. So I kind of throw that in. I just want to put that out there because people are like,
Love
"Oh
it.
wow, I never thought about that." They do.
Love
They
it.
did
Love
my
it.
blood type before that surgery. So yeah, thanks.
Love it. Love it. All right. A good, let me, okay, let me use this one analogy. And I used to use this and I still believe this. And then I'm gonna have to close us down so we can go. But excellent. But I want to bring this point up. This is a strategy, and it's not the only strategy. This is just one. You all, I like courtship, right? Um, I don't, I, I don't like when, and I'm gonna use the word courtship. So, courting my wife, I didn't want her to see me coming. I wanted her to know that I was interested in her, but I didn't want her to see me coming. And I've always been kind of laid back like that, like so I wouldn't pounce or offer like a male walking up to a young lady who he's trying to court her, and he starts too much talking about he talks too much, right, without getting her interest. It would be a turnoff. So I've been programmed to kind of let them not see me coming. So I don't want them to think that I'm a doctor. I don't want them to think that I'm trying to sell them anything. I'm one of those kind of skeptic people to a certain degree, but I'm very intentional on where I'm trying to lead, and I call it courtship. So I usually ask a person, show them a question, show them that I'm interested without and making them become more interested in what I have to say or what it is that I'm offering without trying to sell myself or be like I'm trying to marry you, if that makes sense. So I want to leave it right there. All to say that if you take on an approach where you know you have valuable information or you know that you have something, your disposition that you put out there will make a person become curious based off of the questions that you ask and maybe the nuggets, sharing who you are, right? And getting them interested in who you are enough to catch their attention. So let me put that out there. So I love what everybody shared. Being an exciting person, being a person with energy, being a person like we fish, we're fishermen. So sharing information, asking the right questions, boom. That's how you seal the deal. So thank you all for sharing. Thank you, Mike Newsom, Crystal Robinson, for chiming in. Thank you, Dr. Raj, for just blessing us with your presence this morning and kicking us off. And Akana Nation, thank you for getting on the call. And if you're brand new on this call, thank you. Somebody invited because they love you. And let me share this with you from our CEO's perspective. We are Akana, and we will see you at the top, the very top, the tip top, and we are busting through the top. Love you all.